Welcome back to the program. Always great to have so many of your calls coming through and your texts. Keep them coming through on the Tempur text machine, TEMPUR, mattresses and pillows like no other. That text machine number 0433 98 11 16. As mentioned earlier, Matt Crouch has been good enough to join us. An All-Australian, a best and fairest, a showdown medal. When he's up and about, he's one of the best midfielders in the competition. He's coming off a year and no footy. Signed a new deal, though, to stay with the Crows, which is great news for Adelaide fans. Matt, welcome to the program. Great to have you on.
Thanks, Dwayne. Thanks for having me on.
How tough a year's it been?
Yeah, it has been a pretty tough year, really. It's something I haven't experienced before as a long-term injury. So, it's been tough, and especially when the carrot's been dangled with the groins to play, and you sort of feel like you're a couple of weeks away, but then you pull up sore, and then you set back again. So, it's been frustrating in that sense, but I'm looking forward to playing some good footy next year.
So how's the groin now?
Yeah, they're starting to feel a lot better. I've spent a lot of time in the gym in the last probably 6 weeks. I'm still training now at the footy club and trying to prepare for next year. So I think I'll start running in a couple of weeks and build into next pre-season. So fingers crossed that'll all be fine.
Not the best time to be coming out as a restricted free agent and signing a new deal, coming off a year and no footy. So I suppose there was a bit of disappointment with that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It wasn't great timing at all, really, not playing any footy for the season. And that probably complicated the negotiation as well, which made it hard. But I'm really glad that I could sign with the footy club for 2 more years. And I really do feel like we're on the right track, and we've got some great young talent coming through. And I think you would have seen that this year.
So your ability to have a full pre-season, that's the good news story. You should be right to go from day dot.
That's the plan at this stage. Yeah, I'll do a fair bit of work throughout the off season with the physios and the medical staff, and then the plan is to get into pre-season and build into next year. So although it's been frustrating this year, hopefully it comes good for me next year.
Few reports you're going to get Darren Burgess as your fitness boss.
Yeah, I've heard that, and I'm not sure how true that is at this stage, but I've heard that, and I've heard how good of an operator he is. Obviously, being at Melbourne now, and he's got that group in a really good space in terms of their fitness and where they're at as a footy club. So I'm sure if he comes across, he'll be a great addition to our footy club.
Were you a chance to leave, Matt?
The priority the whole time was to stay in Adelaide. It was probably just working through what the contract looked like, and as I said before, it was complicated with the injury and not being able to play and put myself out there on the park and prove my worth as well. But my ideal situation was I was always wanted to be in Adelaide as with my partner Ali, who loves it over here as well. So we're glad we got that sorted.
So were you actually looking around? You're a Victorian. Were you looking around to come home at any stage, or were the Crows looking to allow you to go or shop you around at any stage?
No, I think where they were at the whole year was the communication was pretty open, and they wanted me to be around. It was more as a free agent. You sort of, at my age, at 26, it's probably one of the deals that you look to get some security. So we weighed that up, and then it was in the end it worked out that the Crows committed for 2 years. We could get that sorted, which was great, and I'm wrapped to be at the footy club.
And you're confident, obviously, that the future is bright at Adelaide. You're a 26-year-old, so you've got a ton of football left in front of you.
Yeah, that's the plan, mate. Yeah, hopefully once I get on top of this groin stuff and I can get back to full health, I feel like we're on the right track. I feel like our list is constantly improving. I think we'll go to the draft and maybe the trade period this year, and hopefully bring in some guys that are going to really help us going forward. So I feel like we're on the right track.
You got an idea of what you think the Crows do need?
Not massively. I feel like the demographic of our group now is pretty young, so I feel like we might need a bit of experience that could come in and help them young guys. I feel like that's probably a priority, and then obviously to go to the draft too. And we've got a few high picks this year, which would be great to get some high talent in. Didn't
see Jake Kelly in there when you were signing your deal, did you?
No, I didn't. I've chatted to him a few times, and I've expressed how much I want him to stay. He's in that age bracket where he's played a fair bit of footy, and he's got that experience as well. So fingers crossed we can get that sorted with Jake.
Do you think it's only a matter of time before he does sign? Do you think he will stay? What's your feeling on it?
I'm not totally sure, to be honest. It's probably a hard one because you don't want to ask guys private matters too much, but you want to express to him how much you want him to stay. And I feel like the way he goes about it, Jake, he's been a consistent player throughout this season. And the way he trains, he sets a great example for our young players. So I feel like he's invaluable to our group. So hopefully we can get that one done.
It feels like there's a real wave of confidence behind Matthew Nicks, though, amongst the player group and I suppose the club in general. It feels like you're headed in the right direction, even though by ladder position you still had a pretty tough year.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like he's very positive with our group, and obviously last year was a really tough year. To see some improvement this year, but I feel like we're still got a way to go, but we're on the right track. And I feel like we could have won some games this year that we just lost by close margins that would have put us up the ladder even more. So I don't feel as though we're that far away, but there's obviously still plenty of work to do.
And when does your pre-season start then? When are you back, or are you kind of back full-time now because you're working on your groin to get it right and you're not really going to stop in terms of preparation from now to next year's round one?
Yeah, well, I think the 5-year plus players are due back on the 8th of December, but individually I'll continue to train all the way through. being not able to play this year, I haven't done a heap, so I'm looking to get myself cherry right for next year and get my body completely right so I can have a big year next year.
Yeah, great news story. It's really exciting to hear that you will be back and fit. And if you do get Darren Burgess, you do essentially have the best guy in the business coming to your club to help you out. Hey, before I let you go, Matt, you're in the thick of the Tex Walker situation as well. Your read on it at the moment, it happened, and your read on it since?
Yeah, I obviously can't comment on the incident because of the confidentiality process behind it. But what I will say is Tex is obviously very remorseful for the comments that he made, and I feel like he started to take some steps to repairing the relationships, and he obviously wants to make a big difference in that space now. And he's obviously an important part of our club. He's been the captain of our football club. He's been one of the best players of our footy club, and we want to support him through this as well. So, I'm really hopeful that he can get out there and show some of the footy that he played, like he played this year in next year's season.
Yeah, it's great that you're saying that. You do believe he'll be there at some stage playing for the Crows in 2022?
Yeah, that's my absolute hope. Yeah, I really hope that he can get out there and play some footy, but I feel like Texas' priority right now is repairing them relationships and to express his remorse of what he said. So I think that's where he's at right now. But yeah, I've got my fingers crossed that he's out in the park next year and I'm playing alongside him.
And without telling me what went on, how tough was it on you, that whole process?
Oh, it was obviously a big thing at the time, and I think it was tough on the whole footy club and everyone, all the Indigenous boys and everyone involved too. So we worked through that as a group, and I feel like the football club and the group's going to be stronger for that.
Matt, great to have you on the program. I really appreciate you joining me. Congratulations on re-signing, staying with the Crows. I'm sure the Crows fans are really going to love your loyalty when you run out there round one. Do a huge round of applause. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, Dwayne. Appreciate it.
Matt Crouch re-signing with the Crows, the 26-year-old All-Australian best and fairest. Won a showdown medal when he's flying. He's one of the best in the business. So great to see that he will be back next year. Take a break. Back to your calls next.